All right, guys, what is happening? Boy, the last 24 hours has been, should I say 12 to 24 hours has been insane, honestly speaking. Full of emotions last night after the terrible play-in loss that the Kings, that eliminated the Kings out of the play-in tournament and ended their season. Monty McNair was let go shortly after that season-ending game last night, and this morning we got some news that the Sacramento Kings are not going to take their sweet time. They have their next general manager in place and familiar face. Sacramento Kings are finalizing a deal to hire long-term NBA executive Scott Perry as their new general manager, sources tell ESPN. Perry spent 3 months with the Kings back in 2017 before leaving for the Knicks. Perry started his exec career in the 2000 with the Detroit Pistons. For those of you that don't know, Scott Perry actually was with Vlade Divac's regime back in 2017. The regime that notoriously known for trading DeMarcus Cousins for Buddy Hield and a draft pick that led to that offseason drafting De'Aaron Fox, signing George Hill, Zach Randolph, Vince Carter as free agents in the summer of that year. And pretty much setting a season which the Kings ended up winning 39 games that year. It's really good to have Scott Perry back as the general manager. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. Going to be crystal clear. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't get excited about this new hire. And that's no disrespect to Scott Perry. Very well-known guy around the league. Obviously has been known for quite a long time. Really has connected with several players around the NBA. But when you look at the Sacramento Kings situation under their current ownership and leadership, it's mediocre at best. And I fully accepted that last night. I have fully accepted that. The ceiling under Vivek Ranadive's ownership and leadership is mediocre at best. And that's why it's hard for me to get excited about this new hire in Scott Perry. Now, could he come in and, could he come in and make the decisions all on his own and by himself? Absolutely, he could. And that could make me change my way of feeling and how my feelings may change moving forward as well as time goes on. But as of right now, I mean, that's why we brought in Monty McNair 5 years ago, right? When Monty McNair was hired by the ownership group and Vivek Ranadive 5 years ago, we were told, and he was told, that he was going to be the one making the decisions and calling the shots. Only to find out that Monty McNair was not the one who fired Mike Brown, or he did not want to fire Mike Brown for what's been reported. He did not want to trade De'Aaron Fox. Ownership wanted to trade Fox for Zach LaVine. Ownership wanted Mike Brown gone. So it's what's being reported. I know there's going to be a million things that's coming out now that Monty McNair is no longer the GM. But my point is, Vivek Ranadive and the front office and ownership group are too damn involved. The Kings really have no ceiling if they are too damn involved. As much as I hate to say that, man, you cannot have your ownership group be heavily involved in basketball operations decisions. That's why you have a general manager, and the general manager and the GM and the coach usually interact and work together to scheme out the roster and build the roster. So, I mean, no offense. Welcome, Scott Perry. Welcome back to Sacramento. Welcome back to the family, the Kings family. Really excited to have you on board, and I'm excited to see what you can do. I really do hope that you have full control of all basketball operations, but And that's another thing. He was here back in 2017, and he was here for 3 months, and he got obviously a bigger role in the general manager role, and built that New York Knicks team, helped build that New York Knicks team into a serious contender in the Eastern Conference. So, uh, shit, if he can do that with the Sacramento Kings and build this back to being a Western Conference powerhouse and a threat and contending, uh, I'm all for it. But I'm hesitant. I'm holding my excitement. I'm keeping my expectations in check this time, because it's like, you know what? The Sacramento Kings under this current ownership, it's a rinse and repeat cycle with head coaches and general managers every 2-3 years. Um, every 3 years. Yes, I know Monty McNair lasted 5 years, and Mike Brown lasted a year and a half after his contract extension. But let's face it. I mean, are we going to have a new GM and a coach again in 2-3 seasons? Possibly, because for whatever reason, or this ownership has a track record and a history of that rinse and repeat cycle, man. As much as I hate to say that, as much as I hate to expose the current ownership group and Vivek Ranadive, this is a rinse and repeat cycle. This is why ESPN, everybody coming out and saying that you're a laughing stock and you are a terrible ran organization, is because what the Kings currently have in their ownership group. It's a rinse and repeat cycle. I mean, I really don't hope that Scott Perry is, fired or let go of in 2-3 years, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. And internal growth, internal relationships is everything. It sets the foundation. And if you're consistently changing your coach and your GM every 2 to 3 seasons, that's just no success and a lot of uncertainty and a lot of change in that time frame and that cycle. So, hey man, I'm gonna be hard as much as I am on Vivek Ranadive and the ownership group. Monty McNair did a lot of good things, man. He broke that damn drought 2 years ago. He signed your biggest free agent in history in DeMar DeRozan last summer. I just felt like Monty McNair definitely, clearly had the ownership group meddling on some decisions. And firing Mike Brown was one of them, and trading Fox for LaVine, prioritizing LaVine because the ownership group loved Zach LaVine's game. They felt like they had to get rid of Fox because of that, and they did. It's pretty insane, man. All these things are coming out, and they're believable. I'm not surprised or shocked. But with that being said, I want to thank Monty McNair for his time and tenure here with the Sacramento Kings organization. I mean, the last 5 years, man, wow, it flew by. I mean, I remember we hired him during COVID year, came in, he said, he was a man of his words. He said we were going to get it right. Took us a couple years, and we did get it right. Only to, have him, after that Beam team playoff year 2 years ago, had that 2-year window where we ran it back, and I wish we could have made some more moves, but maybe ownership was heavily involved in not making those moves at the time because they wanted to run it back. That 2-year window we'll probably never get back, probably in a long time. Because this team's going to be mediocre at best under this current regime and ownership group that we have in place. And I'm not saying to don't root for the Kings. I'm not saying to don't not be excited about this hire, this new GM, this new era of Kings basketball that we're moving forward, and this new general manager and his regime. A lot of factors still going to play out. Most of the time a new GM gets brought in, 99.9% of the time they're going to want to bring in their head coach. And I feel for Doug Christie, but don't be surprised if the Kings hire a new head coach in the coming days, weeks, or summer. Scott Perry is going to probably most likely want to bring in his guy at some point. Doug Christie could get a chance If we're garbage and terrible again by next year after the halfway deadline, good chance that Scott Perry may fire Doug Christie. Or he'll just tell ownership, like, hey, I want to bring in my guy now. I need to bring in my guy now. My guy is available right now in the market. I need to bring him in now. I can't do it with Doug Christie. So with that being said, I mean, like I said, I am just, this is how I feel. This is what I honestly, my honest, opinion about, Scott Perry hire. I just feel like it was rushed because you didn't take really much time of conducting an actual search for your next general manager. Now, you could have took some time after the playoffs. You could have took some time in the summer, but I get it. If he is your guy and if he is available right now, and I guess their word is that he was a potential candidate for the New Orleans Pelicans job, and the Kings did not want to waste any time, and they wanted to make sure that they had their guy, and getting him hired and brought on right away was the move, and that's what they did with this. It seems like it was rushed, but if he was your guy and he was available, then I guess don't waste no time. So the Kings get their next GM and Scott Perry. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this hire. Man, I appreciate you guys. This season, I know it wasn't the best season. It wasn't the season that we wanted. But honestly speaking, from my heart, man, I thank you guys, every single one of you guys and gals, for tuning in and, for taking the time out of your day and night to tune in on what I have to say and what I cover when it comes to the Sacramento Kings. Thank you, man. That means a lot to me. It means so much to me. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. So from my heart, thank you for rocking with me this season. But stay tuned. Anything else, news breaks when it comes to the Sacramento Kings, I will keep it tuned in on here. And I guess I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. God bless. Keep pushing forward. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.